Okay, last time we made this program where you had your turtle and you're repeating this shape. We're setting a random height and a random width, and we're making a square. And when we make the square, we're setting a random color, and we're beginning and making 2 times the width and then the height and then the width and then the height. And then we're going to end our fill and we're going to move it, and we start this whole process again. So we create these boxes kind of over and over and over of different shapes. I do want to show you just a few things about the way this works, because putting these fills in different places will change things, and that's kind of fun. So if I move, let me put this in, and I move my set color to a different place. So instead of the top of the program, I'm setting it in the middle of the program. I don't know if you can see it, but the lines along the edge here are actually showing up at a slightly different color, at a different color each one, because this line and this line are different. If I decide to change my fill, like where my fill begins and where my fill ends. So if I move this stuff, oh, I gotta keep moving this. If I move this stuff on the inside and then run it, a couple people had got this effect, which I think is super cool, actually, where the inside kind of becomes triangular rather than whatever different colors, because it's changing the color, and then it's doing a side and a side, and because it has those 2 sides and we tell it to fill, it actually joins the third, and so you get these cool like triangular pattern effects. I'm just going to undo the, can I undo? I guess I can't undo. I'm going to set this back to the way it was. I'm going to pause the video and do that. Alright, I'm back. So we have make square, and that's working great, but I'm actually going to do something different. Well, a little bit different. I want you to have a function for make a square, and I want you to make 2 more functions. One for make whatever you want, hexagon, triangle, right? And you're going to write make triangle or whatever, hexagon, octagon, whatever you want to make. I want you to do a total of 3 functions. So square and then 2 more functions. And then in the loop, we're going to use a logic function here. We're going to use an if function. So if will let us check for something. So we need a variable here. We're going to say, let's create a new variable, and we'll call this variable, shape. Okay, so we have shape. So we're going to set at the beginning of this, inside this loop, this is my fault, we're going to set this shape to a random number. So this is in numbers here. We're going to do random integer from number, and we'll just duplicate this. So we want to go from 1 to 3 because we're going to have 3 functions. And if our I don't know if this is going to work. No, that's not the one I want. So in our logic tab here, if we have something is equal to something, so we want to know if our shape variable is equal to number 1, then we're going to make a square. And then if our shape is equal to number 2, we're going to make a different make a triangle. And if it's equal to 3, we're going to make a different shape. This is what I want you to do today, is to finish this if statement. So it's if shape is equal to 1, we're going to make our shape, and it's going to be a random shape. And then if it's equal to 2, we're going to do the next shape, and if it's equal to 3, we're going to do the next shape. So that we're creating a pattern that's not going to be just simply a square pattern, but it's going to have a bunch of different shapes in there. So that's your assignment for today. Again, as always, make a screencast of those 3 things at the end of the day and turn that in on the portal. Without showing you the code, I want to show you how this might look. So if I hit run, it has triangles, hexagons, rectangles, all doing random colors and overlapping each other. Alright, so I have more than one shape, and I'm checking to see whether my variable shape is a 1, 2, or 3 and setting it as a random one. So that changes every time. So sometimes it's going to pick do 1, sometimes it's going to pick do 2, sometimes it's going to pick do 3, and it's going to write out those.